Hi, I'm Stephanie Laska. I lost 140 pounds and created Dirty Lazy Keto. Thanks for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and enjoy the show. Well, if you are looking for a keto diet for vegetarians, or possibly you might be like me and you just want to include more vegetarian style meals in your keto diet, then today's video is going to give you lots of helpful information and tips. So in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you guys how to make one of my favorite recipes. It's a vegetarian recipe. And for all the keto vegetarian people and non-keto vegetarian people, you're going to love this one because it's French fries. Do you love French fries? But we're not going to use potatoes. We're actually going to use tofu, and we're going to make them in the air fryer, and it takes just minutes. So it's super easy. So let's get started, right? Yay! So tell me, you guys, is the keto diet for vegetarian topic, is this something that's interesting to you? If you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, that way I know, that some of my ideas are tracking with you. I think it's really helpful to know if you're interested in what I'm trying to present. But here's the truth. I mean, I really explain a lot of my 140-pound weight loss with learning how to fall in love with vegetables and to incorporate a lot more of the keto vegetarian diet into my regular routine, even though I'm not, technically a vegetarian. So I think what really helped me fall in love with vegetables, not that I love them, not that I love the taste, none of that, it's that it just filled me up. Okay, it filled me up, and then it prevented me from overeating other crap. Like, let's be real. Vegetables take up a lot of space with all the filler, the fiber. And then I'm like full, and I'm finally get that off switch that, is broken in me. And it just helps me stop to eat so much. So I know that the keto diet for vegetarians is not just about vegetables. I wish it was easy as that. I know it's a whole lot more. So I want to kind of get into that a little bit today. It's not as easy as just shopping for like plant-based foods. I think that's a real myth. My daughter was interested in being a vegetarian, and then instantly we go to the grocery store, and she wants to throw things like this in the cart. And here we have a kale and quinoa burger. This one was half off. So embarrassing. But it's a bean burger. It's like, oh, it's vegan friendly, vegetarian, all these wonderful buzzwords, plant-based, healthy, free from allergens. But then I look at the nutrition label on the side or on the back, and it's like super duper high in carbs. And it's full of stuff that I'm really not that interested in. So I wasn't able to eat it, and that made me sad. So it's not as easy as it sounds, right? You can't just go, oh yeah, I'm going to do this vegetarian, keto for vegetarian, and I'll just be super healthy. It's not that easy. So I want to give you some specific examples today, that go beyond just eat more vegetables. We all know vegetables are good. We know vegetarian diets eat a lot of vegetables. But what else do we need to know? Because there's probably a little bit beyond that, right? It's not that simple. First of all, your fat and your protein. Where's that happening, right? We just talked about vegetables. Those are your slow carbohydrates, your slow burning, low carb foods. But you also, on the keto diet, need to make sure you're getting in your fats and your proteins. We're not like counting them or anything. We're not getting crazy, but you do have to make sure, as a vegetarian or incorporating this lifestyle more, you need to make sure that you're getting these healthy fats and a lot of proteins. Otherwise, you're going to be starving to death. We don't want that. And, all sorts of other problems. And I know if you're looking for a non-animal sourced location, it can be a little tricky. You're like, well, where do I start? I'm going to point out some obvious things for you guys. And if you have ideas and you have suggestions, please put them in the comments because I want to hear from you. I bet you have some great ideas. I think that there's a lot of great fat examples for the keto diet for vegetarians. And nuts and seeds come to mind as probably one of the foremost things that you can do. Nuts and seeds, we got walnuts, we've got all sorts of good things. These are high in fat. Pretty much all nuts, pretty much all seeds. You can bank on that. So if you're trying to get your fats from a non-animal source or just trying to add more variety to your diet, feel free to include more nuts. Now you do have to be a little careful because nuts can be high in calories, right? No one's counting calories, don't freak out. But you just have to be mindful. You can eat pumpkin seeds, but a serving size is pretty limited. It's like a quarter cup or an ounce. That goes by pretty quick. If you're me anyway, I could eat an entire bag full of macadamia nuts and then still probably want more. Am I the only one? So nuts and seeds are a little tricky, right? Would you agree? So what else is there for fat beyond the nuts and seeds that I talked about? Do you have some ideas? Because I sure do. You know, we can't just eat the vegetables. We need a little bit more. I like to try to pair my vegetables with nuts. And I know that sounds maybe creepy to some people, but I talk about this a lot in the Dirty Lazy Keto cookbooks, like with the lawnmower salad. I use like a coleslaw mix, and then I add mayonnaise for fat, and then I top it with some superfoods like plant-based, raw energy, superfood, sunflower seeds. That way I'm still getting a serving of fat. I'm getting a serving of seeds. I'm getting that healthy fat. Maybe not from the mayonnaise, whatever. But then I'm also getting my fiber from the vegetables, and it fills me up. And if I'm wanting, you know, to go the animal route, I could even top that with some bacon bits. But that's an easy way to blend all of those different needs all in one meal, all in one snack, and prevent me from kind of going overboard. Because let's face it, you know, a lot of the foods that are high in fat that are not animal-based, like peanut butter, they're really easy to overdo. So unless you're pairing it like with some cut up celery or dipping, you know, I don't know, what else could go with it besides celery? Do you guys have an idea? Otherwise, you end up eating a whole tub of peanut butter, right? Am I lying? An obvious one that I hope somebody thought of already before I showed it is the avocado. So an avocado is like the wonder food for a keto diet for vegetarians, for dirty lazy keto, strict keto, everybody keto. If you are eating avocados, you're getting that healthy source of fat, and it fills you up, and it's got fiber. No, it's a miracle. If you don't like the way they taste, try making it in a different way. If you haven't tried my avocado bolt brownie recipe, oh my goodness, you will fall in love with these, because then you can eat brownies and eat an avocado at the same time. That is in avocado bolt brownie recipe. I think, I'm trying to think here. Off the cuff of my hand, I have 400 recipes printed right now in recipe books, but I'm pretty sure it's in the No Time to Cook cookbook. Let me know if I'm not correct. I'll have to double check. But that's a really good one. I don't personally use a lot of MCT oil. I find it to be rather explosive, if you know what I mean. But MCT oil is basically just coconut blended up, fine-tuned. It's like coconut oil. It's 100% potency, medium chain triglycerides. Some people use this as a fat source. If it works for you, more power to you. It is plant-based. And you can get your fats on a keto vegetarian diet also from foods in addition to avocado, but also olives. They're delicious. Who knew olives were fattening? Did anyone know that before they started the keto diet? I don't think I did. I just knew they were weird. Like, who eats those? But now I get it. I'm like, oh, it's delicious. Personally, have you ever tried dipping one of these in sour cream? Oh. Now, I realize the sour cream isn't technically a vegetarian dish, but depending on how you kind of look at the keto diet or look at keto diet for vegetarians, you know, you might have different standards than other people, and that's okay. You have to do you. Don't try to be all perfect. That's where I feel like people go wrong, is when they get all judgy and, you know, I think they call it Karenish. The young kids say that on social. Sorry if your name is Karen. But it's true, right? You don't want to be so judgy. Just do the best you can. Shredded coconut is, like I said, MCT oil is made from coconuts, dried, unsweetened, no sugar added. Shredded coconut is a great source of healthy fat. That's not from an animal if you're looking for more vegetarian options. Did anyone think of basil pesto? I love it. I buy it at Costco. I think it's like $8 for this giant tub. And it's ready just by opening the cap. Like, I don't know about you guys. I love to make pesto. I have recipes for it in the cookbooks. But it takes forever. You have to like clean the leaves, pull them off the stem, go buy pine nuts. Who can find those? You know, it's a lot of work. This is way easier. I like to take shortcuts and cut corners. Do you? So what foods have I mentioned so far that you love, that are plant-based, that are fat, that are perfect for a keto diet for vegetarians? Which ones? Which ones are your favorite? Did anyone say almonds? I haven't heard that one yet. Or what about oil just in general? I know oil is kind of boring, but it is a fat source, right? And it is plant-based. If you're getting, let's say, toasted sesame oil or olive oil or vegetable oil, sunflower oil, avocado oil. There's like 10 million oils. Like how do they do that? It's amazing to me that you like blend up vegetables and you get oil. I don't even know how that works. But it's pretty cool, right? If you think about it that way, that's a non-animal source. You know, an animal source of fat would be like chicken skin or lard, bacon fat. Those are animal sources. But these are not. These are family friendly to the earth, to the animals, animal friends. Mayonnaise, you know, we're on like a fine line here. You know, what do you think about that one? If it's from cage-free eggs, is that okay? Are we hurting the chicken by having the egg? I don't know. Or do you not have eggs on your vegetarian diet? That's up to you. And they certainly have mayonnaise and cheese and different types of products made with soy that are higher in fat, that taste great. They're alternatives. Again, do you. If you're just looking to maybe incorporate more keto vegetarian items into your diet, then, you know, perhaps you might have a different perspective on some of these. And let's not forget about peanuts. I was eating these all weekend at Disneyland. They were perfect in my purse and they kept me full and satisfied. Had the fat, had protein, salty. Perfect, portable. So I hope that gave you a whole bunch of different options when it comes to just thinking about fats. Fats and the keto vegetarian diet. Because it's important. You cannot forget that. You can't just be eating healthy vegetables all day long. That would be really boring. And you wouldn't be in the ketosis or keto diet, right? It would not help you necessarily. You'd be like starving all the time. We don't want that. You shouldn't feel deprived. But the other half of the equation, you know, we talked all about the fat. What's the next section? Do you know? Did you remember? You know, we had the slow burning carbs, the low carb vegetables. We just did all the fats. There's one more component. Who knows what it is? Did anyone say protein? Come on, don't forget about protein. Protein is still our friend. You know, we're not doing Atkins by no means. And Dirty Lazy Keto is a moderate amount of protein, but it's still very important because protein keeps you full for longer. The protein, amino acids, once you're digesting them, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, but I do understand that when you digest and eat protein, it takes longer to break down in your body. That's good. That keeps you fuller for longer, especially in combination with vegetables and healthy fats. Good idea, yeah? So let's take a look at some examples. I know we kind of flew through the fats, and I know you're excited about our recipe for making tofu fries. That's coming up next. But let's go through some of the examples of protein on the keto diet for vegetarians. Maybe one of the first things you might think of is tofu. And the reason why is soy is probably one of your highest opportunities for protein on the keto diet for vegetarians. And then soy is used to make a variety of different products, like tofu. And these are all low in carb. You could also make milk, soy milk. Do you like that one? It's pretty tasty. It's high in protein, which is different from the other dairy alternative milks that are lower in carb. It's pretty unique. The other ones that like don't have anything. It's like drinking water, you know, the almonds and the cashews and those. They're family friendly. They're good for the earth, good for the plants, good for the everything, the animals. But they aren't necessarily higher in protein. So if you have the soy unsweetened, no sugar added, this is going to give you the best opportunity for more protein. And soy doesn't come just in a brick, in tofu and in milk. You can also get soybeans, like actually in a can. Isn't that a trip? Who's ever seen it like that? I know, right? It's so strange. And you can also buy them fresh, probably, although I've never seen it. I usually buy them frozen. And I love to defrost these, boil them, put lots of salt on them, eat them in front of the TV. Who knew? Now, some people aren't necessarily comfortable with soy for, you know, hormonal reasons or whatnot. And that's okay. You need to do you. Remember, don't try to be like other people. And it's not necessarily a political issue. This is just your preference. So go with that. Probably next behind soy products, though, in terms of looking at the most opportunity for protein, I would say, just my little opinion, is some of these, I like to call them like imitation meats. And we mentioned that earlier. I showed you those options that were like bean burgers, Beyond Burger. There's so many right now. But a lot of them are not necessarily lower in carbs. So the Morningstar brand, I love these. These are like imitation meats. They try to make things that are vegetarian, but kind of look like maybe what you're used to. So if you're transitioning or you want to fit in or whatever, you're just wanting that kind of flavor or look to what you're eating for more protein on a vegetarian keto diet, these are some great options. And here you can see it's a tomato and basil pizza burger. I know, right? And this one here is grillers, veggie grillers. Oh, hello. I don't want to lose that. I'll be eating this one later. Here's what it looks like out of the package. I caught it. Here's two. And maybe that'll inspire you to try some new foods, right? And tell me what you're thinking of. Do you have a specific vegetarian, high protein food in mind that you like to have? Why don't you share it in the comments? Or just your ideas. I think that might help the group because I'm sure there's more than what I could fit in my office here. Here's another example. These are soy nuts. So again, with the soy, but these are dry and roasted. They taste amazing. They're really salty and super duper high in protein and low in carb. And portable. I could eat those at Disneyland out of my purse. Did you know, I know for all of my bakers out there who like to make deliciousness, what about soy flour? Have you ever tried that? You can see here, it's a good source of protein. So instead of using like almond flour, which is also vegetarian, right? It's just almonds ground up. This would be another opportunity for you to boost the amount of protein you're actually eating and kind of round out your nutrition. Who knew? And this is by Bob's Red Mill. But I'm sure that there's other soy flours out there available for you to try. You'll have to report back which is the best one, because I think that's the only one I've tried. Now, some of these do overlap. Oh, I was thinking this is peanut butter, but it's not. This is actually, it's hilarious because we decant things for my organizational purposes. This is high protein, textured vegetable protein. It's called TVP. I'm going to hold it up so you can try to see it a little better. TVP. I cut out the label so I'd remember. And this is also by Bob's Red Mill. And I love this stuff. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's really crunchy and dry. And it's wonderful, like if you wanted to do like breaded, fried eggplant, like eggplant parmesan, but you wanted to add some protein. Or you wanted to do like fried pickles or fried chicken. Well, not fried chicken. Fried pickles would be good. Zucchini patties, anything that you want that crunchy texture. It's really good to like suck up the moisture. Also with like, if you were doing some kind of a tofu balls, I don't know. You can get creative. But this is a handy thing to have in your kitchen, especially if you are a keto vegetarian. Have you ever tried hemp hearts? Anyone? I know I call for these in some of the recipes. There's one in my recent cookbook for the cereal. Has anyone tried the cereal that's in So Easy, so easy to make? It's in that Dirty Lazy Keto 5-ingredient cookbook. And I have a video for it too that's free that'll show you how to make it. It's only 5 ingredients to make the best keto cereal. It's vegetarian. And it calls for hemp hearts. Who knew? Super duper high in protein. There's no drugs involved. I feel like I need to say that because when I first saw it, I was like a little suspicious. But that's a definite win to include in your diet. Now, we discussed nut butter earlier as a great source of protein, but it also doubles as a fantastic source of, we said it was a great source of fat, but it also is a great source of protein. So it does double. In addition to having this one, which I'll definitely overeat, I've finally invested in dried peanut butter. And I can use this in smoothies. It smells so good. All sorts of fun things with this. What do you like to use it for? Do you have this product? It's kind of fun. It's just peanut butter that's in a powder. And then you can add an oil of your choice. You can add Splenda. Do all sorts of neat things with it. Make salad dressings, like for Thai food. And it's very high in protein. Low in carb. That's a win-win, people. Have you ever tried this product? It's made with soybeans again, but it's called Eden Farms Organic Black Soybeans. I know, right? So all the fans out there of Mexican food are like, what? We can have beans? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, you can. This is a low carb product. It's 1 gram of net carbs per quarter cup serving. I know, right? And it has the look and feel of black beans when you eat them. Tastes a little bit different, but come on. This is not perfection here. We have to make a little bit of adjustments. And I'll put a little bit like on a taco salad, for example, or on the side when I'm dressing up a plate. It makes me feel like I'm having something scandalous. But in reality, I'm getting a nice boost of vegetarian-style protein on a keto diet. Can't go wrong with peanuts, peanut butter. Any kind of these low-carb nuts are going to do well for you. Here's another version of hemp heart toppers. And they come in different flavors. I have some of these in like barbecue, salty, tomato quinoa, maybe not quinoa, but chipotle, all sorts of fun flavors. And, you know, depending on what you're making, I like to put this stuff on top of jalapeno poppers. And then it gives my fat, my low-carb vegetable, which is the jalapeno. And then I add a little bit of crunch or protein on the top. Nut butters come in all shapes and sizes. I know there's probably a lot of you out there who prefer the no sugar added peanut butters. Personally, I cannot get them out of the jar. I'm like, it's like a concrete tube. So if I'm going to buy a no sugar added nut butter, like almond butter, I'll buy them in these packets. So you can just squirt them in your mouth. But I don't know. Do you guys like these? Give me some suggestions if I'm not thinking of one. Out of all the nuts, pistachios actually have more protein than you might think. Now, they are a little bit higher in carbs. You don't get many for your serving size, but if you are truly trying to work on your protein levels on a keto vegetarian diet, consider incorporating some pistachios into your regimen. You know, consider adding little bits of sunflower seeds here and there. You don't want to go overboard because, like I said, even though they're low carb, even though they're high protein, they're still high in calories. It's like, can we just win? Can we just make it easier? I get it. I know this is not that simple. That's why I put all these videos together. That's why I rip apart my cabinets trying to teach you guys all this stuff. Don't forget about the walnuts. That's another great low-carb food. And pumpkin seeds again. We saw that earlier. You can see how those double dip. So those might be a perfect food, the nuts and seeds in moderation for someone on a keto vegetarian diet. But really take time to explore your grocery store and see what kind of vegetarian options there are that are low in carb. You know, as I recommended, Morningstar brand is something to really check out, but be careful to read the labels. And the big picture here is, you know, whether you're including eggs as a vegetarian, some do, or some fish, some do that too. It's okay. I think you need to do you. Don't try to be perfect. I think that's the big lesson here. You don't have to go 100% vegetarian on the keto diet in order to reap the benefits. You can just tap dance a little, put your toe in here and there, or just do a little bit on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, whatever your budget and your lifestyle can tolerate. And that way I think you'll get some of the benefits. That's doable, right? Don't stress yourself out and try to do everything 100% the right way. I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong in general on the keto diet, on dirty lazy keto, on a keto vegetarian diet. Trying to be perfect all the time. I feel like you're just setting yourself up for maybe some failure. Would you agree? Okay, all this food is making me hungry, and I keep eyeing these and I keep smelling them. Does anybody want to know how to make these? I feel like it's time to make the tofu French fries, okay? It's totally time. And you can see here, I'm going to bring them over because I'm going to tempt you because I'm going to show you how to make them. It's super easy. You can see I cut these like steak fry style. I did that on purpose and dusted them with an array of spices, cooked them to a golden crisp, and they are going to taste amazing. Promise, you gotta love them. This is actually a variation of a recipe that was from my first cookbook, which was the Dirty Lazy Keto cookbook. It's the original. It's the first of 4. And if you have this book, go to page 92. 92. And there's a recipe there for cubed tofu fries. So all the macros are there. I'm just doing a quick variation and a different cooking method today. But there's lots of ways you can do this, right? So I'm going to show you first what you need is a brick of tofu. I recommend that you use the extremely firm variety. I don't think it's called that. It's called super firm, extra firm, lots of firm. The reason why is it's hecka mushy if you don't. The extra firm, the super firm, that's going to give you a little bit easier of a time cutting it and not having it fall apart when you're cooking it. Very, 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 very important. So there you go. So I'm going to use this whole brick of tofu. Now, over the years, I've perfected my tofu fry situation, okay? Now, I used to open this up, cut it, pour it out, like boatloads of water come out. I would drain it in a colander. I'd put like books on top. I'd put like a heavy plates on top. I'd put stacks of bowls because you want to squeeze all the water out. And it's a lot of work, I'm going to tell you. It can take like 24 hours to get all the water out. And the more firm it is, the less water seeping around, the better your French fries. That's why this matters. So it's worth all of the drama. Because if you're like me, you love French fries. So for Christmas, I got myself this super cute, it's called the Tofu Torture. Hilarious. The Tofu Torture. I got it on Amazon. You don't need it, but you can just press it. I just thought it was cute for Christmas. And it has these little torture device thingy-doos. And it squeezes out all the excess moisture. And you can see here that my tofu is inside. And I'm going to flip it over. And this has been going for about 24 hours. Hopefully all the water's out by now. Right? I'm going to go like this just in case. Bear with me. All right. So here is my brick of tofu, and it's all nice and, moisture free, and it's kind of shrunk quite a bit. And I'll take my knife and just get it cut up into the size French fries I want. You can do whatever you like. Okay. So I did the steak fry method, so I sliced it. I'm going to slice it down. Oops, it's dripping on me. I'm going to slice it down the big, what do you call that? Like hamburger style? The big way. Okay. So now I have 2 bricks. Ta-da! And then I'm going to cut that into smaller pieces, like French fry style. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just for you. No one's going to come inspect your French fries. But I'm going to cut them into smaller pieces. Okay. This is fun doing in my office. So I'll show you here. I just cut it into steak size French fries sizes. And I did a whole brick into these nice little even pieces, okay? So next, I'm going to take my air fryer, which I didn't wash because I just used it. So don't judge. And I will put my French fries inside the air fryer. You see in there? And I'm going to spread them out, okay? The reason why is air fryers need air. That's how they cook. So if you want your fries to be nice and golden crispy, don't get them all crowded. They need space to cook. I like to do about a half package at a time based on the size air fryer that I have. But I don't know what size you have, so you'll have to make some adjustments, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fries I'm going to stick in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. Who knew we'd be making French fries today? Aren't you excited, though? When's the last time you had a real French fry? Like 100 years ago? Tell the truth. So once you have all your French fries, tofu fries displayed, then you're going to coat them with some oil. Here's my essential gadget that I use all the time with my air fryer. This is just a salad sprayer, and I keep it full of oil. I have different oils and different sprayers. I think it's all the same personally, but you do you. And I'm going to spray them really good with oil. Ta-da! And then I'm going to flip them over because I want all my fries crispy. I don't want any side being all sad and lonely without good crispiness. So I flip them all over, spray them again. Don't be crazy. You can be crazy with the oil if you want. Oil is good, right? Fat is good. It keeps you fuller, keeps you happy, keeps you satiated. Fat is good on the keto diet for vegetarians and all vegetarians and all keto. Lastly, don't forget about the seasoning. Now, a lot of you are wondering like, well, what do tofu fries taste like? They taste really good, okay? Trust me, but you need to add some flavor. They are kind of just a bland, random, mushy food unless you dress it up with some flavor. Otherwise, you'll just be like, it doesn't taste like anything, Stephanie. Well, it's not supposed to. It's not a potato, but you can make it pretend to be a potato with the oil and with some kind of seasoning mix. So I just coat it really nicely. This is like a little New Orleans spice. It's called Slap Ya Mama. But you could do salt, pepper, you could do garlic, you could do whatever you want. What kind of seasoning do you like on your French fries? Think about that. You could get some ranch dip going on for the side. You could get, what else? Some sugar-free barbecue sauce, some no sugar added ketchup. Whatever makes you happy is what you should do. So you're gonna stick these in your air fryer. I don't ever preheat my air fryer. Who has time for that? I don't see the purpose personally. And I'm gonna do 400 for 10 minutes. 400 for 10 minutes. I made a sign in case you're a visual person. This is a very official sign. 400 for 10 minutes, okay? And once you get that queued up, boom. That's it. How easy is that? And then you just wait, and you just wait, because it's time for some French fries. It's time for some French fries. Wasn't that exciting? Now, I am not going to force you to sit here for 10 minutes, because I know you want to get back to your day. But I can show you what the ending product looks like. It's right here. And did you notice how cute this little cutting board is? If you would like to maybe win a cutting board, I love to give away fun prizes. So be sure to comment and say all the fun things that you liked about the video today. And I'll pick a couple of people at random from the comments to win a free cutting board, which I'll mail to you out of my own pocket. In the US, please don't complain if you're in Canada or England. I'm doing this all by myself. I ordered these by myself. I put my little stamps on by myself. There's no team. There's no big industry mailroom that's helping me. So I apologize. But I can only mail them in the US. I know. So don't be mad. But anyway, if you liked today's video about the keto diet for vegetarians, I know you're also going to like the next video I'm going to tee up, which is all about how to choose the best low-carb vegetables. There's a lot of options out there. Corn is not one of them. And I'll show you all the best low-carb vegetables and do a fun show and tell. And it's an older video. I have bad hair, but I think it's still worthwhile and it's really helpful. So I'm gonna link that up next for you. So rest assured, people, that transformation is possible on the keto diet. It doesn't matter if you're doing this vegetarian style on the keto diet or the regular style, the strict style, the lazy style. No matter what kind of keto diet you're doing, I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you. And I believe that you can lose weight as long as you stick to it. You just got to keep doing it. That's really the whole secret. There's not anything else to it but that. Just keep on, and tune in every week because I'll keep adding new videos. I'll keep meeting up with you to give you more tips and more inspiration because I'm here to help you.